I think my neighbor is stalking me. Neighbor has been stalking me for a month. I, female, have noticed my neighbor doing some pretty creepy stuff. The initial encounter was about a month ago while I was walking my dog up a street that's about a quarter mile from my house. The man was talking with a group of people, 3, and as I walked by he ran up to pet my dog. He was asking me questions about my dog, such as name and gender. He then began to ask me questions about where I lived, but more so asking for confirmation as if he somehow knew already. Example, you live at XYZ, right? This made me uncomfortable, so I went to leave and then he attempted to give me a hug and kiss me on the cheek. Previous to this I had never met this person. After walking away, I thought the whole situation was weird, but would proceed with caution in the future. Since then there's been an increase in encounters with this neighbor. Such as walking up the street with my significant other, then the neighbor seemed to be waiting for us as we were walking by. Without saying anything he began calling our dog and trying to pet him. He continued this even as we were walking away. 2 days after the initial encounter. Drove by the house 10 times within a short time period. This happened at night while my boyfriend and I were walking the dog. When he saw us he slowed down, turned on his hazards, flashed his headlights, honked, and shouted "Hey!" out the window with his music blasting. The song he was blasting happened to be "Window Shopper" by 50 Cent. The circling began once we got in the house. 2 weeks ago. He was in his vehicle, waiting at the edge of the property. I noticed him when I walked outside with my dog, and then he quickly drove off. 4 to 5 days after the circling. Lurking at a stop sign in front of my home. As I was returning home from walking the dog, I noticed the neighbor standing near the stop sign looking toward my home. He ran off when he noticed that I had seen him. 4 days ago. He was waiting in his vehicle, on the edge of the property where he had clear view of the basement door. He was noticed by some guests as they left through the door, and he proceeded to drive off. Tonight. All the encounters happened to coincide with when we walk the dog, 4 times a day. I've noticed that he tends to be outside more around the times I would normally walk the dog. In that situation, I go back inside and wait 45 minutes to walk or go to the dog park for an hour instead. Unfortunately, we weren't able to record these encounters, but we plan to start recording our walks from start to end. Along with when we go outside just in case he's there. The frequency has made me feel targeted as well as unsafe while walking my dog. I have taken a photo of the license plate, but I don't have much physical evidence. I'd like to call the police, but without evidence, I doubt they can do anything. Any recommendations would be greatly appreciated. TLDR. I've had multiple creepy encounters with a neighbor from up the street. Increase in encounters has made me feel as though he's purposely targeting me. Lack of recording has me debating if I should wait to contact authorities. Edit, because some of you think I'm just going to be nice to someone who grabbed me in the middle of the street. I was polite to him when he asked about my dog. I never answered his confirming question about my home. After that moment I was no longer polite. We have told him to frick off, the dog has snapped at him. For those saying he just loves the dog, who tries running up to a greater than 50 pounds dog that's baring teeth and growling at them? Such creep factor here. Does the boyfriend live with you? If so, good. Some things you can do to keep you safe. 1. Get one of those door jamb things that goes under the doorknob and down to the floor. Kinda reminds me of putting a chair under the door, but a lot stronger. At least you know he won't get in that way. 2. Get a handheld taser and or pepper spray. It sounds to me like he's trying to make friends with your dog. Maybe so he doesn't get bit if he ever tries to break in? 3. Get some kind of surveillance cameras. You can get some inexpensive motion-activated ones that send the information to your phone. You can review and delete the stuff that is not anything important. But now you will also have access to see what's happening when you're not home. 4. Make sure you keep all doors and windows locked. Make sure you get a security bar or wooden stick for any sliding glass doors. 5. A Ring doorbell and outdoor surveillance cameras. At least you'll be able to see what he's doing if he comes to your property. This may also give you some proof if you do need to go to the police. 6. Stay safe and keep us updated. I never considered the befriending the dog thing. Holy crap. Change up your walking routine. Change your route often and go at different times. Don't be predictable. Also, carry some type of defense tool with you. Be safe. Maybe try this approach, get a GoPro and tape your walks. The more he shows up on those videos the better. And get a flashlight, make it as bright as possible. Take it whenever you go out with your dog at night, if in doubt, shine it right in his face. Should give you enough time to hoof it. Easier to justify than tasering someone. This answer right here. You have to visibly let him know his behavior is not okay, OP. If you can't record encounters, write them down. Date, time, interaction, etc. A written record is better than none at all. Switch up your routine. Don't take the same route every time you walk. Go at different times if possible. If he ever tries to give your dog a treat, tell him no. He may be trying to get familiar with your dog, so the dog won't see him as a threat. If you are uncomfortable when you see him, your dog will pick up on that. Emotions go down the leash. Hopefully your dog will realize this guy is not a friend and act accordingly. Carry a whistle, pepper spray if permitted, even a tactical pen would be good. Most of all, be vigilant. Always be aware of your surroundings. Trust your gut. If the situation feels hinky, get out. Run if necessary. Please stay safe OP. You can always start a complaint with the police and give them evidence and information as you gather it. I would honestly talk to the police now instead of waiting and let them know what's been going on. Be safe out there. This is what I'm saying. She shouldn't have to live in fear in her own home. Draw the line now and let him know he's going to jail if he doesn't get lost. Don't be polite to men who creep you out. Start being loud. I don't know you. You're being creepy, you should stop. My dog thinks you smell gross. Right. Some of these answers like, oh it's hopeless the cops won't do anything, make me crazy. Make him know you won't put up with his creepy behavior. Might be time to change your schedule as much as you can. Wake up earlier for that first walk, don't keep to the same exact schedule. Don't go the same way every time if it's possible. Look up camera shortcuts on your phone. Just avoid him as much as possible. I have this issue sometimes, too, and my dog adores everyone, so sometimes it's difficult. She will flat out refuse to move if she wants someone to pet her. And don't forget that you aren't required to be polite to him. Hopefully you have a small dog that you can pick up. Rudely tell him you're in a hurry and you don't have time to stay and chat. I'm worried if it's you or the dog. This behavior is really odd and I would start making notes and taking pics/videos with your phone to document. My thoughts too, is he trying to steal the dog? Not sure where you are, but in the US, cops aren't going to do anything. He isn't breaking a single law. He's not on your property. Creepy as frick, but not illegal. They're more than likely not going to even waste their time with a report because there's no crime being committed. Police are there for criminal acts, not civil ones. They're also there to react/respond to crime after it's been committed, not preventing it. You can play the I what if game all day, until a crime is actively committed, nothing can be done. Source, law enforcement officer of almost 12 years. Also, am female, my answer stands as it is. Again, creepy, not right, not justifying it, just being honest. I don't know if it makes a difference, but when I say he parks on the edge of the property, he's completely on the grass and we have no sidewalks. Our property line goes right up to the road, but I highly doubt that would be enough to consider it trespassing. Hire a private investigator. The creep may have a criminal record, so you'll know who you're dealing with. Also, the stalker will know you figured out what he's up to and what it feels like to be stalked himself. What are your thoughts on this situation? Leave a comment down below.